Hello and welcome to Tailored Talent. My name is Eric Walczykowski, the CEO of Bespoke Partners and host of Tailored Talent. Today, I am joined by two of our rock stars on our go-to-market team, Tess Fischer, who of course leads the team, and her colleague, Andrew Reynolds. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Eric.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Very excited to talk about all things go-to-market. As we all know, go-to-market tends to be one of the linchpins of any value creation strategies, just given the fact that growth is so important to our private equity firm clients and, of course, their portfolio companies. If we look back at the last 18, 24 months, it's been an extremely tight market for proven go-to-market executives. What has exacerbated that is the lack of natural acquisition turnovers and flow. And what we're even seeing now is, well, wow, it's actually starting to pick up. And so the executives we're calling on are either in a process or starting a process, which delays it even more. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing in the market today for go-to-market executives?
Yeah, happy to chime in there. I mean, you're exactly right, Eric, of what you alluded to. In 2022, the majority of the rockstar placements we were making were actionable because they just went through a sell process. To whereas right now in the market, you've got a little bit of a mix. You've got some candidates who are actionable because their companies decide to make a change because they're not hitting numbers, or the exit process or exit timeline has been pushed out. So they have more time with the asset to evaluate leaders and consider making a change. And then those that have a process that might occur in the near future or has been pushed out 2 to 3 years. So what it kind of drives is a need to pull candidates away for something more so than you had to in the past, and convince them that this is a better situation to pursue an event for in the 1 to 3 year time horizon versus where they're sitting at today.
No, absolutely. And that notion of pulling away from something gets even exacerbated more given the time of year, no?
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing candidates start to get locked into their year-end bonuses that typically pay out in February, March of next year. And certainly clients are thinking about budgeting. If you start a search now, you likely won't have someone in seat to make an impact on 2024, but you're going to get ahead of 2025. We hear from some clients, we don't have budget, we won't know until January, and then you're really behind the 8 ball in terms of hiring sales talent.
Tess, I mean, that's such a great point. And it was funny because this epiphany that I had halfway through the year around this notion, and I've made this mistake many times. And as you know, I'll admit my mistakes where it's like, okay, I'm going to go ask for this. I get budget approval on January 1st, and I start to search on January 1st, and here we go. I've got 3 months of wasted dollars, time, and all that kind of stuff because it takes 90 days to get folks in chair. And so talk to me a little bit about the ability to start early and what that does for me as the executive trying to achieve the investment thesis.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's the balance of budget versus impact, because if you want an executive to make an impact in 2025 for Q1, you need to start your search right now, because you need 2 to 3 months to get through the search process, a month or two for them to be onboarding and involved with 2025 planning, versus if you kick a search off in November, December, January, February, it's going to be second half of next year before they're really in the seat and making an impact in your organization.
Absolutely. And what I've actually leveraged quite effectively when I've been focused on that is getting that executive teed out. We know when the bonus is going to pay out. And so we get the person signed, the bonus pays out February 1st, and they're starting with us Feb 15, Feb 28. And we only lose 2 months versus, what could be 3 to 5 months, because if we conclude the search in April, that's another 2 months. And so you may not have someone in chair until May if you start the search in January. And so important. What are you guys seeing right now, just in terms of the market and the demand of skills across the go-to-market function, whether it be sales leaders, marketing leaders, or customer success officers?
I mean, I think overall in go-to-market, we saw a sizable push to get executives in seat by fall. Many of the reasons we just chatted through. By and large, sales searches lead in terms of need. We're just seeing so much focus on sales specifically. So 12 to 18 months ago, there was this idea of let's hire a president, let's hire a CRO plus, someone that can oversee sales, marketing, customer success. The roles got really big. But as companies are in this macro environment and numbers are not being hit, we're hearing a lot of clients come to us and say, I want somebody that knows sales. We're going to strip this down. This person needs to come in, be really focused on working hands-on with the team in terms of prioritizing deals, territories, comp plans. But they also still need to be strategic. We haven't lost sight of that in terms of the forecasting, but it's really just almost a back to basics on sales and sales leaders. And naturally, that's going to create just a very small fraction of those that have been successful. And so we're still seeing a candidate-driven market. The sales leaders that we're talking to and making offers to have multiple offers, and sometimes that's being retained by their own company. And so it's been a very active 2024. We think, into next year, we're even going to see it pick up in Q1, Q2 after some of the macro trends have settled through the fall with the election and such. So it's been really, really, really busy for us.
Yeah, you talk about that candidate-driven market as it relates to sales leaders. And of course, we're using all the tools in our bag, whether it be the relationships with the PE firms and really selling what it's like to work with those PE firms that we know intimately, the opportunity and the growth rates. But the other lever there really is compensation. And so how is this tight market getting those proven leaders affecting compensation?
Compensation hasn't increased or decreased dramatically for sales leaders. We're still seeing clients that really want to get someone making that extra push. Even have seen guaranteeing the full 2024 bonus, even though you're coming in the end, right? They're getting creative around ways not to necessarily increase cash or base compensation, but potentially on the bonus. And then on the equity side, we're seeing candidates really probe into timeline to value, the cap tables. Again, I think 12 to 18 months ago, offers were flying around in big numbers and everybody believed it and jumped on board. And now candidates and executives are in companies where that story isn't going to pan out. And so if they're going to make a jump, they're really going to dig in and really ask a lot of questions. It's delaying our offer process, but I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, it's not a bad trend. It just involves us being a more trusted partner to the candidates and to the clients to really help them find a ground where everybody's really excited.
No, absolutely. And I think it really lends to the credibility of the fact that we focus on software all day, every day. You guys focus on go-to-market all day, every day, which just gives you a different perspective, level of expertise and trust factor, not only with our PE firm and our portfolio companies, but also with the candidates. The other trend we reported on over the summer was the return of CMO hiring. And I've always seen that as a leading indicator to folks thinking about the future, growth and the like. Can you talk a little bit about the spike we saw in marketing officer roles over the summer?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in 2023, marketing took a downturn. There was not too many marketing searches that we did. It was primarily CRO and go-to-market and finding folks who could turn around bookings numbers and results. But now that the market's starting to pick back up, people are looking to game plan for an event in the next 1 to 3 years. They're looking to add marketing and improve the quality of their marketing organizations with a real focus on demand generation, ABM, and the sales correlated marketing functions and quantitative side of it, a real focus there, and CMOs that bring value on that side.
Yeah, no, I had even a client, an MD at one of our top clients say, I feel so strongly about separating marketing and sales today because marketing has gotten so complex. To Andrew's point, it's really now focused on data and metrics and how you're partnering with sales and that kind of healthy tension that you find. That he says, I won't work with a business that doesn't have a CSO or CRO, you can call them different things, but I won't have a sales leader and a marketing leader that are peers. I think that's caused a spike too. Again, I think having these large CRO roles that encompass marketing's taken more of a forefront and you need to pull it out and create that healthy tension with the executives.
You can't say enough about that healthy tension. And it's always behooved me to think about how in tough times, marketing roles actually go down because the marketing leaders I had have been very strategic to the business and have been a right-hand partner to me to understand the market dynamics and craft a strategy to deal with those. And so I think that role is so important in terms of understanding market dynamics, shaping business strategy and the like. It's great to see that trend picking up. One of the things we talked about a bit ago is just our focus on software, go-to-market, and that expertise, which, Tess, you like to talk about your team's wonderful results. I mean, we are clearly achieving outsized results in terms of days to fill, right candidate. I mean, I was looking at a stat recently. I think our candidate response rate is like 83%, where the industry is like 50%. And so I think that expertise really plays to our competitive advantage and why we are really the only solution when it comes to software companies that want to grow. Talk to me a little bit about how that shows up in the client situation and the day-to-day search work.
Yeah, I mean, I think it correlates due to the first in the talent we're able to convert. I mean, just the brand of Bespoke and PE-backed software is so strong. They know us and they probably know Tess or me or someone on our team. So candidates that other firms aren't able to convert take our calls because they know what we know. They know that we know what we're talking about and that it's an opportunity they should hear about, as well as secondly, just in helping our clients scope the role and the position and what they really need to focus on and where they'll find success in hiring a go-to-market leader based off what value creation levers they're focused on pulling in the business.
Yeah, and just say, Eric, you mentioned days to close. Go-to-market had an amazing Q2. We're trending well in Q3. Q2, we came in at 80 days, average days to close, and that's across several dozen.
80 days. What does that mean, Tess? 80 days.
That means from kickoff to signed offer, we're spending 80 days. Andrew and I recently closed a huge CRO search in 37 days. We've seen a 45-day close in go-to-market. We're working on a 56-day close if the candidate will sign today. I think internally we're like, this is great. What are the key signs in a search process? One, it's definitely the network that we have. We hear about searches, and Andrew and I and the team are already thinking of people and texting people. We're getting out in the market really, really quickly. And two, it's just conviction by the clients. I think there's a world where clients used to have the luxury of, I'm going to have 3 CROs all lined up and ready to go on site at one point in time. And that's not it's a candidate driven market. It's still competitive out there. And having such conviction, aligning on the scorecard early, really being in lockstep with our clients and knowing exactly what they want and having those people at our fingertips is really helping us drive these rapid closes.
Well, and talk to me a little bit about more aligning on the scorecard early. I wrote a series of blog posts that are coming out on how I don't know how you could ever hire a generalist, because when I think about the scorecarding and what you all do, talk to me a little bit about why that makes a difference.
Yeah, it's what we're really focused on finding. And sometimes that's not immediately evident based off someone's LinkedIn profile or what you find on them on a company website. It's based off of our historical knowledge of their background and what they've done in the past. I mean, I think it starts with the team management, what functions you want them to have, what the ELT makeup is and the SLT makeup, what strengths you're trying to complement, what weaknesses you're trying to make up for and bringing this person on board, who you're going to keep, etc. And then what levers do you really need this person to hire? Are you SMB mid-market looking to go enterprise? Are you channel heavy looking to build out direct? Do you want to break into international markets? Are you looking to drive NRR post M&A or in a multi-product platform play? Like, what do you really need this person to bring a playbook for into your business?
Can you tell us Andrew lives and breathes scorecards? I think he probably dreams about them too. But I would say one important differentiator, and this is a recent shift, I'd say in the past 8 months or so, within go-to-market specifically and for sales, we've rewritten our scorecards to be very quantitative focused. So to Andrew's point, we're asking and we're identifying ASP, deal cycles, how many people have they managed, how many managers have they managed? I mean, it gets so specific. And in our kickoffs, we're asking our clients, what do you actually want to know before you get on the call with this person? Of course, we're going to vet their background, their moves, understand why they joined company A versus B. But we're really getting very specific from a functional perspective and really quantitatively driven in our scorecarding.
Well, and as an operator, those are the things that I care about. And so in you all, because you eat, breathe, and sleep that every day, I have a strategic partner that thinks along the lines I'm thinking versus just basically taking what I'm saying and putting that down. You have the ability to challenge me, take it deeper, and the like. And so I think it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, someone said a long time ago, focus wins. And I think that's why we're winning all day, every day. So great job in doing that. One of the things that we like to do in these sessions is delve a little bit into a nuance around the process. And so I know you guys have some energy and passion around the hiring committee and making sure you get that right. Talk to me a little bit about that and the importance of the hiring committee, identifying it, setting a process and a cadence with them.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I think it's always best to start with CEO in a process. I mean, at the end of the day, that is who your go-to-market leader is most likely going to report to and go and work for. So the conviction around their leader, excitement to go and follow them into an organization and go take the hill with them is huge. And then following that is, who are the other critical decision makers? Is it an operating partner, a deal team member? Is it the CFO? Like, get the decision makers up at the front of your process so that you can quickly align on, this is someone we really want to run hard at, and then have the other stakeholders meet them that are kind of second level. That way you can quickly determine how strong of a fit they are and if you really want them, and then get through a process quickly, because as we've discussed, if they are good enough for one of our clients to hire, there's probably someone else trying to hire them at the same time.
No doubt. And I mean, it's such a critical element to us being able to get the right candidates in there by having this process well-defined, well-oiled, and the team working together. Well, guys, I really appreciate you joining today. I mean, no doubt, Tess, 80 days to close in Q2. I can't wait to see what Q3 holds for us, but you guys are doing an amazing job. You've provided great insight today, and just appreciate the time. You guys have an amazing day.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
having us.